Hey guys, how's it going? Today's video is going to be one that my little Ravenclaw heart is so excited about, and that is my 2019 reading stats. I have numbers and percentages and pie charts, and I am so excited for it. I know this video isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I think there's enough other stat nerds out there that I think that it'll be fun, and if not, I enjoyed making it, so that's what this video is going to be. I am going to scooch over just a little bit though, and that way I can put my charts here when I have them. So without further ado, let's get into some numbers. Also, if I keep looking down, it's because I have my laptop here because I couldn't memorize all of these numbers. So first, let's start off with the obvious one. I read 77 books in 2019, which ended up being 30,818 pages. By the way, my goal was 25 books, so I'm very, very happy with 77. 5 of those books were rereads, and the other 72 were brand new to me. Breaking that down monthly, January I read 3 books, which was 701 pages. February was 10 books, which was 4,727 pages. March was 9 books at 3,630 pages. April was 7 books at 2,274 pages. May was 10 books at 4,671 pages. June was 5 books at 1,778 pages. July was 6 books at 2,286 pages. August was 9 books at 4,270 pages. September was 3 books at 1,127 pages. October was 7 books at 2,294 pages. November was just 2 books for 704 pages, and December was 5 books at 2,026 pages. So I read the fewest books in November, but the fewest pages in January, even though they were really close. And February and May were tied for my biggest reading months with 10 books each, but May had more pages. As far as reading methods go, 36 of those were audiobooks, 7 of them were ebooks, and 34 of them were physical books. For sources of where I got the books, 40 of them I already owned, 27 I got from the library, and 10 of them were gifts. Also, 5 of those library books I ended up buying after I read them because I loved them so much, and out of the 40 books that I already owned, 28 of them I bought this year, which is good because clearly it means I'm buying books that I'm excited about, but I really want to work on the books that I already own, so something to work on, I guess. This one I thought was really interesting, and it's how long it took me to read each book in days. So I had 12 books that I finished in just one day. I had 11 books that I finished in 2 days. Between 3 and 7 days was 27 books. Between 8 and 14 days was 21 books. And there were 4 books that took me more than 2 weeks to finish. The longest it took me to finish a book was Les Chevaliers d'Emeraude by Anne Robillard. That was 139 days. But if you couldn't tell, it is a French fantasy book, and I speak French, but I don't read a lot of French fantasy, so it just took me a little while to get through it, and I didn't really enjoy it that much. It was really dry and repetitive, so it wasn't really a top priority to me, but I read it, I enjoyed it, I'll probably continue with the series. As far as authors go, I read 43 books by female authors, 31 books by male authors, and 3 books that were co-authored by a man and a woman. I read 49 different authors, and 40 of those authors were new to me, and actually 7 of those were author-tubers. Since I read so much fantasy, I don't think this next one is much of a surprise, but 43 of the books that I read were part of a series, and only 34 of them were standalones. I started 12 new series this year, and I finished 8 series, so that's pretty good. As far as the length of the books go, the shortest book I read was The Good Egg by Jory John at 34 pages, and the longest book I read was Inheritance from the Aragon books for 849 pages. I read 3 books that were less than 100 pages, 4 books that were between 100 and 149 pages, 2 that were between 150 and 199, 9 that were between 200 and 249, 7 that were between 250 and 299, 12 between 300 and 399, 18 between 400 and 499, 10 between 500 and 599, 6 between 600 and 699, and 6 books that were over 600 pages. That came out to an average of 400.23 pages per book, and this one, I don't know if anyone else cares, but I thought it was interesting. But I had 3 page counts that were duplicated. So I had 2 books at exactly 280 pages, 2 books at exactly 352 pages, and 2 books at exactly 400 pages. I just thought that was cool. For years the books were originally published, the oldest book I read was Sense and Sensibility, originally published in 1811. I read 5 books from the 1800s. I read 5 books in the 1950s and 60s range. I only read 1 book in the 1990s. From 2000 to 2005, there are 5 books. 2006 to 2010, there were 15 books. 2011 to 2015, there were 21 books. 2016, I had 6 books. 2017 was 7 books. 2018 was also 7 books. And books released in 2019, there were 5 of them. For genres, I read 6 children's books. I know children isn't really a genre, but kind of is, but I count it as a genre. So 6 children's books, 6 classics, 6 contemporaries, 38 fantasy, 2 historical fictions, 3 non-fictions, 9 mysteries or thrillers, 2 humor, and 5 sci-fis. As far as age category goes, 6 of those were children, 1 was middle grade, 37 were young adult, which is more than I thought I had, 9 of them were new adult, and 24 of them were adult. As far as quality over quantity goes, I have my ratings. Now, I rate on a scale of 1 to 10, and for this I counted my 0.5s as the whole number. So 9.5 would be grouped in with the 9s, etc. So I had 2 3-star books, 2 4-star books, 3 5-star books, 8 6-star books, 20 7-star books, 17 8-star books, 18 9-star books, and 5 10-star books. That brings my average rating to 7.67, which I would say is pretty darn good. And just because I was curious, my average Goodreads rating is 4.1, because I usually round up on Goodreads because it just makes the most sense to me. So I find that kind of interesting. Speaking of Goodreads, I only reviewed 9 books on Goodreads. I did rate and track all of them, but I only wrote 9 reviews, which is definitely something that I want to work on for next year, but it is what it is. And finally, in January 2019, I had 112 unread books on my shelf. I should have counted how many read books I had too, but I didn't think of it, so I don't know how many books I hauled this year, which is a bit of a bummer. And as of right now, I'm filming this December 31st, 2019, I have 119 unread books. So I did not succeed in my goal of having less unread books than I started the year with, but considering how many books I feel like I bought, only having 5 more that are unread is really freaking good, I think. And also, I have 119 unread books, but 159 read books. So those percentages definitely could be worked on a little bit, but it's not terrible. And there we go. Those were all of my stats for 2019. If there are any specific stats that you guys want to know that I didn't include on this list, or anything you're curious about that you track that I don't, definitely let me know down in the comments, because I'm always looking for more stats to track, and I would love to see that. I will be tracking how many books I buy next year. I just didn't think of it in time this year, but that's okay. And of course, if you have a stats video out that I haven't seen yet, definitely link it down below. Even if I did see it already, link it down below, because I love stats and watching other people's numbers, and it's just so much fun and just so interesting to see, like, I don't know. It's a great time. If you guys enjoyed this video, please click the like button to let me know, and subscribe to stay up to date with the rest of my reading this year and all of my numbers. I post videos every Wednesday and Sunday, usually reading, writing, or cat related. So I hope to see you guys next time, and until then, have a great day. Bye.